Good morning, everybody. Good morning. One more time. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good. I want to be sure everybody's awake. It's great to join you at Little Red Schoolhouse for Nature is Accessible, one of many events during Adaptive Adventures Week. In the forest preserves, we like to begin by grounding ourselves in the history of the land. The forest preserves of Cook County acknowledge that we are on the ancestral lands of the Council of Three Fires, Ojibwa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi tribes, and a place of trade among many other tribes, including Ho-Chunk, Miami, Menominee, Sauk, and Meskwaki. As a land management agency, we acknowledge that we have played a role in shaping the histories of local Native Americans by acquiring this land. We must also recognize, share, and celebrate the history of local Native Americans and their immemorial ties to this land. We commit ourselves to developing deeper partnerships that advocate for the progress, dignity, and humanity of the many diverse Native Americans who still live and practice their heritage and traditions on this land today. Now I'd like to take a moment to thank those of us who have joined in this celebration. Commissioners Alma Naya, Bridget Degnan, and Keisha McCaskill. Kathy Hilton on behalf of Commissioner Sean Morrison's office. Bill Bogdan, Disability Liaison for the Illinois Secretary of State and a member of the Forest Preserve's External Accessibility Advisory Committee. Daisy Fite, Executive Vice President for Access Living and a member of the Conservation and Policy Council. And all of our incredible partners here at Nature is Accessible, who are sharing their expertise. I want to thank all of them. Today's event is made possible thanks to their support. I also want to thank George Clute and the team here at Little Red Schoolhouse for hosting this annual celebration and for the work you do year-round to connect to our visitors. This is one of my grandchildren's favorite nature centers, so I got to acknowledge that before I go any further. I also like to acknowledge Diana Thorpe and Kristen Gaspar, who are our sign language interpreters today. Thank you both. We know it's beneficial to spend time in nature. Being outside boosts both physical and mental well-being and gives us opportunities to connect with the land, with others, and with ourselves. Our 70,000 acres of natural lands, we have one of the largest forest preserve districts in the nation, are a shared resource that belongs to all of us and should be accessible to everyone. That's why I'm grateful to announce the arrival of our new all-terrain wheelchairs that will be available at our nature centers, campgrounds, and for public events. These are transformative tools for visitors who need safe, adaptive equipment to explore our forest preserves, whether they're birding, spotting wildflowers, or simply enjoying the company of friends and family. We're especially grateful to the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, DCEO, for providing grant funding to support the purchase of these new wheelchairs. This is one step in our ongoing commitment to expand opportunities for all of our residents. We're proud of the progress we've made, and we're focused on doing more. On our website, visitors can find an updated list of accessible picnic shelters, campground sites, and fishing areas, not to mention canoe and boat launches, and we're continuing to expand that list every year. There's more work to be done, but accessibility continues to be a central focus of our broader commitment to equity and inclusion, particularly important in this moment. Thanks to the ongoing efforts of staff across the forest preserves, including our interim General Superintendent Eileen Fiegel and her team. Everyone is welcome in the preserves. Today is a powerful example of that mission in action and a celebration of what we can accomplish together. Thank you to everyone who helped make this event possible. I'm grateful that you're here. Now I'd like to welcome the chair of the Finance Committee of our Forest Preserves, Commissioner Alma Naya. And I would ask that each person introduce the person who follows them on the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm extremely excited to be here. My name is Alma Naya, and I'm honored to serve as the Cook County Commissioner of the 7th District. I represent the city's southwest side, covering communities like Little Village, Pilsen, Brighton Park, McKinley Park, and back of the yards. I want to again thank Madam President Tony Preckwinkle, Interim Superintendent Eileen Fiegel, along with my colleagues who are here, and of course the wonderful, wonderful staff of the Little Red Schoolhouse Nature Center, who invited me, but also who are celebrating just here with us as we celebrate Nature is Accessible event. I remember hearing about this initiative, particularly the fact that we were going to be partnering up with the state and getting some grants to be able to purchase these. And I genuinely felt super excited because all the all-terrain wheelchairs are going to be transformative. We know that we're going to be joining other counties in making outdoor spaces more inclusive. And this was exciting because I was a part of an accessibility working group just a few years prior to the pandemic, and things like these were being discussed, and now we're really seeing them come to fruition. As the chair of the Finance Committee for the Forest Preserves of Cook County, I am proud of the progress, and we know that we're not going to just stop here. Just last year, actually a few months ago, the Forest Preserves of Cook County surpassed 70,000 acres, strengthening its standing as one of the nation's largest and oldest forest preserve districts. This is an incredible milestone, and it comes with the responsibility to ensure that everyone can enjoy the natural beauty that the forest preserves and their spaces have to offer. Accessibility is not just about infrastructure, it's about true equity and true inclusion. That's why I'm proud of this ongoing efforts with the forest preserves to improve accessibility points through ADA upgrades in parking lots, picnic shelters, restrooms, and more. I know I just was speaking to someone from Adaptive Adventures, and I especially want to give a shout out, I see you back there, Chris, regarding the donations and the partnerships, the true inclusion of not only through the kayaking and the rock climbing walls, but making the adjustments and really partnering up with the Forest Preserve to ensure people have true access. And just like it was mentioned in our conversations, that it's not just access on a one-time basis or during an event, but it's going to be ongoing access, meaning individuals are going to be able to just come, show up, and be able to access these spaces. The Forest Preserve offers the programs like, again, Adaptive Adventures and birding, which is accessible, enabling people to enjoy the outdoors with friends and family. In our county, roughly about 285,000 individuals face mobility challenges. Approximately 10%, or about 30% of those individuals utilize wheelchairs, motorized scooters, and other mobility aids. The all-terrain wheelchairs are transformative, and they make it possible to explore trails, landscapes, and natural experiences that were previously inaccessible. Here in Cook County, we remain committed to investing, innovating, and working together to ensure our forest preserves are accessible, inclusive, and welcoming. Thank you all, and let's continue to make our nature accessible to everyone. Hey, we'll make a few remarks in Spanish. Buenos días, me llamo Alma Naya. Es un honor para mí servir como la comisionada del condado de Cook del 7º distrito. Represento la zona del suroeste de la ciudad de Chicago, comunidades como La Villita, Pilsen, Brighton Park, McKinley Park, Back of the Yards y otras comunidades. Agradezco hoy día a todos los que han hecho este evento posible. Recuerdo haber oído sobre esta iniciativa el año pasado y sentirme realmente orgullosa con ser parte del condado para introducir sillas de ruedas todoterreno. Y esta es una iniciativa que ayuda a las personas que tengan acceso a las reservas forestales. Sabemos que ya tenemos más de 70,000 acres y esto es parte de lo que hemos tenido como que hemos tenido como un compromiso con la comunidad de hacer estos lugares accesibles a todo. Es increíble ver que no nomás estamos creciendo, pero estamos invirtiendo y teniendo muchas personas aquí, muchos apoyos, no nomás aquí del condado, pero también con becas estatales para poder hacer estos ajustes a nuestros reservas forestales. La accesibilidad no nomás se trata de infraestructura, sino también de equidad y inclusión. Y por eso me orgullece de estos esfuerzos y de todas las inversiones que he hablado. En nuestro condado aproximadamente 285,000 personas se enfrentan dificultades con movilidad. Aproximadamente 10%, son unas 30,000 personas utilizan sillas de ruedas. Entonces, esto es sumamente importante que nuestras reservas forestales estén ayudando en estas cuestiones. En el condado de Cook mantenemos nuestro compromiso de invertir, innovar y trabajar juntos para garantizar que las reservas forestales sean accesibles a todos. Muchas gracias. And now I'd like to bring up Commissioner Bridget Degnan.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Bridget Degnan. I am the Cook County Commissioner in the 12th District, and I'm so happy to be here. We were just talking about the fact that sometimes we have to pinch ourselves, that part of our jobs is to be out in nature and to promote these types of activities like we are here today. So the county does three main things. We do a lot, but the three main things are property taxes, public safety, and public health. We have one of the largest public health systems in the country. And because of that, we focused a lot more in the last 5 years on mental and behavioral health. I think we all know that being in the forest preserves helps our mental health. It helps us feel calmer, it helps us feel more stable in our everyday lives, and that should be denied to no one. So the fact that we sent a man to the moon more than 50 years ago means that we should be able to help people with mobility challenges get out on a boat, get on some trails, make sure that birding and other great mental health and nature activities are available to everybody. So the fact that we have access to these all-terrain wheelchairs, that we have historically had boat launches that are available to people with mobility issues, shows that the county is invested. We are invested in all people. We are invested in access for everyone. And it shows that the county can walk and chew gum at the same time, that we can do a lot of different things together. It's really important that we all recognize that we want the forest preserves to be accessible to everybody. This is just one thing. Today is just one press conference on the long list, the long trail, if you will, of the things that the county does to support all of its constituents. So I'm so pleased to be here along with our county board president, along with our other commissioners, along with all of the darling kids that are out there. I know I've heard a couple people say shh, but they should be running around. They should be happy to be here. They should be excited, and they should see that we are inclusive, that we're celebrating everybody, people with mobility issues today, but really we should be celebrating people with mobility issues and all of us every day in the forest preserve. So thank you so much. And I'd like to pass this to the next commissioner who's here to have remarks, which is Commissioner Dr. Keisha McCaskill. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. I am Dr. Keisha McCaskill. I am the Commissioner of the 5th District of Cook County, Illinois. And I just want to start by thanking President Preckwinkle for her leadership and her vision to expand programs in all of our forest preserves. Today we're here, but there are different things going on in all of our locations. So I want to thank her for that and make sure we acknowledge that she is doing the work to make sure we're bringing inclusive programs, inclusive opportunities to all residents of Cook County. This location here, I am truly impressed with the taxidermy. I didn't notice there was a cougar up there until I was standing back here, but there are the opportunities that are being made available today that the children will have opportunities to are outstanding. But more importantly, our initiative and our investment into those persons with challenges is incredible. I want to thank the staff that are here for the warm welcome and also for acknowledging that these are the types of mobility and transportation items necessary to make it through the trails. The trails are long, some of them are paved, some are not. So this type of technology is going to allow all of us to enjoy the wonders of the forest preserves. And for that, I thank you, and I am going to turn it over to Interim General Superintendent Eileen Feigl.
Thanks, Commissioner. Welcome everyone to the Little Red Schoolhouse. This is one of 6 nature centers located throughout the forest preserves. And today's Nature is Accessible event is a long-standing program that highlights the many ways that people of all abilities can enjoy the outdoors. And as has been said, this year we're introducing our all-terrain chairs, which is very exciting. We get over 60 million visits a year. A lot of those people, probably most of those people, are coming to explore one of our trails. Trails are one of the most popular ways for people to get out and enjoy our 70,000 acres. But for visitors with disabilities that limit mobility, navigating trails, especially our unpaved trails, can be challenging. Access to adaptive equipment like these chairs can make the difference between being out here enjoying nature or staying home. These all-terrain wheelchairs are now available at each of our nature centers as well as 3 of our campgrounds. By simply leaving an ID or some other collateral, you can check one out and explore a nearby trail. The chairs will also be available at special events and programs hosted throughout the county, and visitors can request a chair as part of our accommodation request process. I want to thank all of our staff who lead these efforts, particularly Mike Marnane, who has spearheaded this work, Kenyon Dunier, who is the Forest Preserve's first ever accessibility coordinator, and Jackie Ulrich, who leads our programming department. I also want to thank Bill Bagden, who serves on our ADA advisory committee. And I want to thank DCEO, who gave us the grant to purchase these wheelchairs. As the president and the commissioners have said, one of our primary goals at the Forest Preserves is to make sure everyone in Cook County feels welcome and that they can come out here to connect to nature. I deeply believe that being outdoors is good for both our physical health and our emotional well-being. So if you are someone with a disability who wants to explore one of our trails, go camping, go fishing, or kayak, or simply be out in nature, the Forest Preserves wants to be a resource for you. Thank you, and I will turn it over to Bill Bogdan from our ADA Advisory Committee. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you. My name is Bill Bogdan, and truly I want to thank President Tony Preckwinkle, the Cook County Board of Commissioners, and all the Cook County staff for their commitment to really show that nature is truly accessible for all. These all-terrain wheelchairs are definitely going to be a game changer for people with disabilities. So I definitely want to give you a round of applause for your commitment. Thank you. I've been using the Cook County Forest Preserves for well over 50 years, ever since I was a little kid. And, you know, going to the Forest Preserves, you always have to bring your own wheelchair if you use one. And my mom would always tell me, hey, when you go to the Forest Preserves, make sure you don't get a lot of mud on your wheelchairs or something like that, because you got to bring it into the house. So now, with these all-terrain wheelchairs, I could transfer in, leave my everyday wheelchair behind, and enjoy all the beauty the trails have to offer with the accessibility that these devices are going to offer for people with disabilities. So I really, really truly want to thank them for their commitment. I know this isn't always easy to go ahead and do, but it is definitely going to be a great big game changer for people in Cook County using these wheelchairs to access their forest preserves. It's all about partnerships. I don't know, my daughters and my kids will take a run for your money here when you said that this forest preserve is your grandson's favorite. I've been bringing my kids here ever since they were little. And now with having this wheelchair in here, I can hop into the all-terrain chair and go on a nice trail hike with my kids. They're a little grown now, so maybe they'll get behind me and push me a little bit, but we'll see if I get tired. But the Little Red Schoolhouse, like I said, it's all about partnerships, whether I'm out here doing our adaptive mountain biking with the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, or we've got Adaptive Adventures. For years now, we've been camping here at Camp Bullfrog, usually in September or in early October. And my kids, when they find the date, they would always put it on the calendar and circle it because, hey, we got to go. We get the tent. We get to go out and we get to mountain bike. We get to go out and do adaptive kayaking. We get to go fishing. We get to turn around and do rock climbing. And when they bring out the rock climbing wall, man, you get up there 20 some odd feet in the wall, and you get a really good view of the Little Red Schoolhouse. So I know that this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's more to come to work at every day, increasing accessibility to really show that nature is accessible to all. And I really want to thank you for your commitment. I'm going to go ahead and introduce George Clute, the director of the Little Red Schoolhouse. So, George.
Hello, everyone. I'm very proud to be the director of the Little Red Schoolhouse Nature Center and to work for the Forest Preserves of Cook County. This is a really special day. We're celebrating nature is accessible. This event has been held here for over 10 years. It's grown and changed, and it has included more partners over the years. So this event highlights our accessible building, accessible trail, our accessible sensory garden, and this year especially our grit chairs, which we will now have one stationed here at the Nature Center for use for anyone who wants to use it. I want to thank all the organizations that supported the event this year. I hope I don't forget any. Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, Adaptive Adventures, Out Your Front Door, UIC, University of Illinois Extension, which includes the Master Naturalists, Family Life Plan. The Master Gardeners also helped with this event. They're not here today tabling, but they helped with the event. We also have several volunteers that are tabling, as well as the entire Forest Preserve staff that helped, not just here at the Little Red Schoolhouse, but in our department, the Conservation and Experiential Programming Department, Communications, all the departments in the Forest Preserves. We have Forest Preserve staff from other teams helping today. I got to give a special shout out to the Little Red Schoolhouse staff as well. I want to thank Madam President Preckwinkle, the commissioners, and Superintendent Eileen Feigl, as well as all the groups and individuals that are attending the event today. If you have any questions, we have a reception desk up at the front, and there's information on the entire Forest Preserves. There's also information on the event here today where some of the activities are located at. We have activities in the historic schoolhouse. We have activities outside and inside the interpretive center here. So if anyone has questions, just find a staff member. I hope everyone enjoys the day. I hope the rain holds off. All right, thank you.
All right, Nick? Yes. Chauncey?
Tony, you know, when people see this, they immediately think of somebody that may have had a disability most of their life or, you know, a portion of their life. But this opens up the doors, and I know in your mind, to as we become more seasoned, I can't say the word mature, outdoors people, but more seasoned outdoors.
Older.
Yeah, thank you. That where arthritis or your hip, and you're not able to enjoy what you did with your children or nephews or nieces, you could still
Or
go
grandchildren,
out,
yes.
or grandchildren, yes. You could still go out with them by using this in the Cook County Forest Preserve.
Right. As we age, one of the consequences is reduced mobility sometimes, right? And so even if you haven't been in a wheelchair your whole life, you might find yourself dependent on assists for walking of one kind or another, and this would be one. So yes, we're trying to make the preserves accessible to people who are able-bodied, who are disabled, who are older and may find that they need assistance at this point in mobility. So mobility aids, how's that? Okay? Thank you.